I received a email today from Hawaii, and it said that Joel died. Joel Merchant, and actually he died yesterday, and he was to be here yesterday. So it's kind of a really auspicious coincidence. Same day he died, he returned home. He said to save his favorite cabin for him. That was his words. But anyway, his friend Miranda wrote this. So this Taisho is dedicated to Joel. Before he left us this afternoon, peacefully and mindfully at home in the back of Palolo Valley, Joel asked me to let you know that he had graciously accepted the University of Hawaii Medical School's kind offer to allow him to serve as a silent teacher next semester. Joel will be offering this position until approximately spring semester 2023, at which time his ashes will be returned to us for mixing with Ollie's and scattering with the help of many friends around the world in his favorite places. His departure was brave, humble, and awash with gratitude. I cannot imagine a finer farewell for him or anyone else. Gee, I sure hope we can do this too. Okay. Yeah, after Shuso talked about the sixth ancestor, I remember a very important quote about him and his disciples. And actually, it may have been in the mid 80s or late 80s that we had a chance. Desanzane, the Korean Zen master, invited Maezumi Roshi, myself, and his students to go to the Six Ancestors Temple. And all temples are under the supervision of the Communist Party. So in that way, maybe there was about 30 of us, and it's a huge temple now. There must be over 80 buildings, and it's a very large tourist attraction. And there's I guess a kind of stream before you enter, and there's these bridges that arc over, 3 of them arc over that stream, stone bridges. It's kind of interesting. Bridges are usually built flat, so you get across quickly, but these are built with the curve, so you don't go quickly, you go over the curve. But anyway, as we went in, Maezumi Roshi showed me how to catch a dragonfly, which I found was very interesting, because perfect place for dragonfly, water, insects, And so one landed on the rail of the stone bridge, and he said, "I'll show you, Jakusho." And he went close to the dragonfly, and then he went like this, and the dragonfly, the head went, and then he went like this. Oh, got it. I got the dragonfly. That's okay, yeah. Just water.
You'll be cooler.
Yeah. So being introduced for under the supervision of the Communist Party was actually an advantage to us, because they have no idea what the tradition is about, or what buildings, what's the purpose of each building. So the sixth patriarch, the picture of him there, is in a box, a glass box with no engine running, or no humidifiers or cooling agents, just in a glass box. And so let's see, he I guess he was around 600 AD, so that's probably nearly, or 1300 or more years ago. But that's his body, and how it is kept is that they wash it with herbs. But I don't think that's the only reason why it's it's still there. And I saw a picture of them cleaning the inside the box, and they put the sixth ancestor on a sawhorse, and he was like this. I mean, some workers, right? And so they're in there cleaning it out. But anyway, it's just amazing. That's the sixth ancestor, and he is really a great example of our school, of the Zen school. And he started the lineage with Soto Zen as well as Rinzai Zen. Daikon Eino. I think is wisdom. No is capability. Like, no drama, no capability. You can do it. You can do it. No drama. Eino, wisdom, capability, wisdom potential. That's Eino's, Daikon Eino's last name. And he had what I remember when the Chuso was reading things or talking about the sixth ancestor, is that Nangaku Eijo, who was a Rinzai side, created the Rinzai side, came to visit the sixth ancestor. And so the sixth ancestor said, this is something coming like this. And this reading is from the Shobogenzo Imo. Actually, it's the second book of the Shobogenzo of Nakajima's translation. But this is a very special sentence, expression. Shimo Butsu. Shimo means, it could mean what, and Butsu is thing. So it could also be said, what is it that comes like this? Who is it? What is it that comes like this? Yeah, there's no you. In fact, you don't even own your body. Because when you own something, you own it. But actually, we don't own anything, because it's always changing. But we think we do. Clearly in the sutras, it says your body doesn't belong to you. You don't own your body. So maybe I should read a little bit of the introduction for Inmo, so you get a sense of what's going to be expressed. So they have Inmo translated just as it. That's it. The inconspicuous uh, that we do not notice. Inmo is a colloquial word in Chinese. It means it. It means that. It means or what. We usually use the words it, that, or what to indicate something that we don't need to explain. Therefore, Buddhist philosophers in China use the word inmo to suggest something ineffable. You can't explain it. You can't even understand it. Because explanation and understanding involves a thinking process. At the same time, one of the aims of studying Buddhism is to realize reality. And according to Buddhist philosophy, reality is something ineffable. You can't understand it. You can't explain it. So the word inmo was used to indicate the truth or reality, which in Buddhist philosophy is originally ineffable. So in this chapter, Dogen quotes other Zen masters in their explanation. But I'm going to the end of the section on Inmo. So as Nangaku Ejo approached the sixth ancestor, he said to Nangaku, "This is something coming like this." Or it could be, "What is it that comes like this? Who are you? What are you?" Okay, this is something that comes like this. These words say that being like this, that's Inmo, like this, is beyond doubt. And there are two kinds of doubt. One is grief, and the other one is wonder. One is negative, I doubt everything. But one is positive, one is wonder. In fact, the great doubt, like the Rinzai school, I didn't think of it that way. The great doubt is the great wonder. Uh, just wondering, not trying to solve anything. You know, when you were a child, you just look out the window and wonder. You have to have time to wonder, or the curiosity of wonder. Uh, this morning, like Echo Henshaw, you're sitting in here, and the sun is rising, but not quite. But the gold, it shines through the trees on the ground, is brighter than gold. And in the evening, you're sitting, and it's even darker, not past Echo Henshaw, and the light from the moon is shining through the branches like silver, silver, yeah, like silver coins, because the moon is round. It's shining like silver, and to see it is like the Zen is part of the universe, definitely. and reflects, our practice reflects the universe. It's a mere reflection of the principles of the universe. As I said before, I understood it more intellectually, but now it's actually true. It's the principle, it follows the principles of the universe. Einstein would like that. Because it's not man-made, where there's a beginning, there's an end. Why does it have to be a beginning and an end? So it fits our condition, our permanent world. Okay. Also, the advantage of for us, the tourists and teachers, under the communist rule, was that they said you people should go over there in that room. They don't know what the room is, the kaisando. You don't sit in there. So the 30 of us sat underneath the sixth ancestor's body. That was really, I mean, that was really something. That was a great moment to sit under the sixth ancestor's body. And then when they made lunch for us, it wasn't like Oreo, not Oreo. Chinese didn't have the Oreo style, but we just ate on tables, and probably some woman, neighboring woman, came and cooked for the monastery. And after she served everybody, she said, "I'm sorry, but the food is not very good today." These are customs we should remember. Like, boy, I served a good meal and you better like it. No, it's not like that. It's so wonderful. That's what should be said, because eating and zazen is non-discrimination, it's impartiality. Okay, so here we go. Let me get my notes. It's okay. Well, so that's Inmo, and this or it is expresses the essence of everything. And Nakahara Juna explains emptiness very beautifully. He says his precise explanation of shunyata, or ku, emptiness, is the absence of intrinsic or independent existence. Therefore, shunyata is an expression of the basic interrelatedness of all things and our experiences. So the emptiness people think of doesn't match this. And so this is not an explanation, but it's also a demonstration. Emptiness, same as non-arising. And if it's the expression of the basic interrelatedness of all things and your experiences. So it also means we have all the same mother. We should stop fighting each other. We have all the same mother. So that's a Naga explanation. So we go back. This, it's like emo, is something coming like this. Because being like this is without the doubt that I was explaining. And because it's beyond our understanding and explanation, this is something we should realize with our direct experience. Because it's beyond our understanding explanation. Because this is something we should is this is not the should is written, and not the should that Suzuki-Roshi said. Should means as it is. We should realize with our own direct experience, steep and deep, spontaneously steep and deep. All the myriad things are truly something. All the myriad things are truly something. We should again realize, actualize with experience that every single thing is truly something. Something is not open to doubt. It comes like this. It is like this. And that made me think about this word something. And it's in, again, in the same book, Shobo Genzo. And it alludes to nature again, the universe. Kayan Zanmai, samadhi, state like sea. Our sitting is the state like sea. I just read you the beginning part, and then we go to near the end. Kai means ocean. In means stamp or seal. And when you stamp something or you seal something, it means it's an authority that approves that this is it. This is the law. We should not mix up seal with the animal. I gave a name, the Dharma name to somebody, and he said, "Is my name the one on the beach?" No, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. For you, it is. So, see, oh, and Zanmai is phonetic in Japanese for the Sanskrit word samadhi. Sanmai. Sanmai is like the 3 times. So these words appear frequently in the garland, the Avaktama Saka Sutra, Flower Sutra. And as Dogen explains, that the words describe the state in Zazen. Just like Echo Hansho, sun before the sun rises and just after the sun sets. It's the same principle of the universe, describing what our Zazen actually is. Samadhi as a state like the sea. Sea is, the word sea is used more poetic, like ocean, but sea, okay? We use sea. And so there's a dialogue between Master, I think, Honshaku, who was the successor of Tozan, one of his successors. So Honjaku, on one occasion, asked by a monk, the great master Honjaku, the monk said, "I have heard it said in the teachings that the great sea does not accommodate dead bodies. What is meant by the sea?" The master says, "It includes the myriad existence." The monk says, then how can it not accommodate dead bodies? The master says, what has stopped breathing does not belong. He's referring not just to the dead bodies, but I think something else. What has stopped breathing does not belong. The monk says, given that the sea includes the myriad existence, how can what has stopped breathing not belong? And the master's answer is, myriad existence, being beyond those virtues, has stopped breathing. difficult to understand. You have to read this over and over and over again. It's dependent on the strength of your sitting. And I want to the footnote for that. The master says, myriad existence, being beyond those virtues, has stopped breathing. And the footnote in here says, in other words, reality, which is beyond thinking, just exists in the moment prior to any intention. This is reality in the true world of impermanence. We live in the world of impermanence, so this is reality. It's really beautiful, doesn't it? In other words, reality, which is beyond thinking and discrimination, right? That's what we're in our zazen. We're not discriminating, nor are we thinking. Beyond thinking, it just exists in the moment prior, before to any intention of movement, non-arising. Okay, and this is regards to the question of non-accommodation of dead bodies. So why does the Great Sea not accommodate dead bodies? And this again is one of the 10 virtues traditionally ascribed to the sea. Here it is, the sea and our zazen, our virtues. Again, the Flower Sutra has a chapter comparing the state of a bodhisattva to the following 10 states of the sea. Now we're talking about the sea, but not only just the sea. 1, it gets gradually deeper. 2, it does not accept dead bodies. 3, its name cannot be given to lesser bodies of water. Its name cannot be given to lesser bodies of water. 4, it has a single taste. 5, it contains many treasures. 6, its depth are impenetrable. 7, it is wide, great, immeasurable. 8, it contains many creatures with big bodies. 9, its tide does not lose time. 10, it can accept all great rains without overflowing. So in this sutra, the sea not accepting dead bodies, like for instance, washing up corpse on the shore, suggests that there's nothing in the world which does not have any life or meaning. That's something. There's nothing in this world that does not have any life nor meaning. That's beautiful. Everything has meaning. maybe if you have any questions.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Since the sea does not accept dead bodies, does that mean that there's no such thing as dead bodies?
No, no. What it means is that dead bodies mean life or things have meaning. Meaning, that's the dead body. The sea does not accept dead bodies. It means the sea, the great sea, does not accept no meaning to your life, no meaning to anything. Everything's meaningless, but everything has meaning to it, whether you know it or not. That's the whole point.
Everything is meaningless, but it has meaning to it, whether you know it or not.
It goes slow.
Exactly what you said. Everything is meaningless. Everything is meaningless, but it has meaning whether you know it or not. That's what you just said, right?
Everything what?
Everything is meaningless, but it has meaning whether you know it or not.
No, say it again.
Everything is meaningless, but it has meaning whether you know it or not.
No, everything has meaning, not meaninglessness.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how could you say that?
I'm sorry, I thought that's what you said. That's why I'm asking for clarification.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. So no matter what you think, you're in a positive mood or a negative mood, it's still everything has meaning. But the point is, why can you not understand it? That's the work to be done.
Could it be that often we understand meaning in our human conceptual way, right? So, have meaning, conceptual way. But meaning, could that be like that interdependence? The interdependence there's to all things. In that sense, there's no need to find a meaning. Meaning is man constructed, right? So
this is not conceptual.
Yeah, it's not conceptual, and it's not man-made. So we are already completely interdependent.
Can you say it louder?
We are completely interdependent.
Yeah.
With all things.
Yeah.
As the furthest reach of the universe, we have no idea. The kind of what we think of universe is very small, but so the interdependence is there, whether we think so or not, whether we understand it or not, right? So it's that kind of meaning in the sense that there is no need to look for that meaning the way we usually do, because we already is the meaning itself, if you will, if you want to use that word, or we already is completely one, meaning interdependent. We already completely one with everything, right? So it's silly to think like, oh, the sea does it receive you or not? It already has received you. There's no need to worry about that or finding a meaning in it.
So what's the question?
No, it's more of a comment in the sense that I thought of, as I was listening to it, think of the meaning, drop that, but rather the depth, understanding the depth of the interdependency we already are in.
Yeah, but it's a direct experience that's that emptiness or suchness opens up suddenly. It's not like how many years you study or how many years you didn't study. Even there are people who have never even studied and they have had these experiences, which is prior to thinking, prior to intention. They have already had these experiences. And the universe, I mean, we think of it, there was a program on KQED, and they were trying to find out the origin of the universe. It was quite beautiful, a lot of photography and stuff, but why do you want to find out the origin? In fact, I would be ashamed to show what the Earth looked like to other planets. We're so disheveled. But the fact that Suzuki Roshi used to say this, now I'm beginning to understand it. We don't care about the whole world or the whole universe, but a little corner will do. That's our practice. Just a little corner will do. That's the skandhas and the bundle. That's the opposites are not separated from each other. The opposites actually have the tension of the opposites. They have each other. They can't do without each other. And they manifest in that intensity in relationship. And as Hiji Kim pointed out, his word foci, F-O-C-I, is the, you could say like the religious word to do something, to do religion, to dissolve the opposites. He said resolve, but in our practice, we dissolve the opposite with sitting. And then we have our direct experience. It's the whole point. Unifying the mind. Shushu, one of the practices is unifying it. Unifying the mind means unifying the skandhas, the scattering of the mind. Which means going back to that again is something prior to thinking suddenly appears.
When we say in the prayer, together we realize the Buddha way, is that related to the interdependence?
Can you say it again louder?
In the prayer, when we say, together we realize the Buddha way, and the emphasis on together in that line.
Because we always think of ourselves not connected to others. We have to connect. When you carry the sutras, follow the other person. You both follow each other because we're connected. You're not by yourself in the Zendo. That's the whole point, creating one body. The connection. You're not here by yourself. So you should follow yourself. Exactly. Don't hurry. Just follow yourself in the ritual. It makes the connection. And that's why they say, when the Buddha had his great realization, he touched the ground and asked the ground to verify his great enlightenment and all beings' enlightenment, not just his own. This is important, not just for you. It's all beings' realization also.
Roshi, what is meant by subjective and objective? Sometimes when I'm practicing, I don't know which side is which. And yet the other day you used, subjective, objective.
Oh,
I was wondering if you could speak a little more.
subject and object?
Subject and object.
It could be In Zen, sometimes it's used as host and guest. The guest is the object, the host is the subject. Here, wait, that's different. It could be the relative and the absolute. The host is the absolute, the relative is the guest. So you are the subject and everything else is the objective world. And the Zazen, the process of Zazen, I can't even say the process because there's no process, it's just moment by moment. It's not improving the mind, it's not improving yourself. It just happens moment to moment. How you resolve the opposition, the difficulty of subject and object. And it's resolved when you're not doing anything. So basically, the essence of Zazen is non-doing, non-arising. Nothing is happening. And that is why people like Zazen, because they don't know that's happening. That's why people keep on going back to Zazen, because there's a peace that they feel, but they don't know what it is. They have yet to realize it, or a teacher has yet to point it out. But that's not the end. Life continues. You know?
But isn't it the beauty is that the objective world is no other than yourself, right? So that's why the practice is so wonderful because there's no different, or you practice in a way you let yourself know there's no difference. So as you take care of everything, you take care of yourself. That's how to practice it in a practical sense, and which I think this particular practice we have is so wonderful and so concrete like that, regarding as that's absolute and relative object.
And it's a really big subject, you know, the relative and absolute subject and object. I have some different examples of that. Yeah, I said this before, but it doesn't hurt to say it again. Usually people see it as difficulties, opposites, polarities, dichotomies, dualities. But as Hiji Kim says, these are, this is our work. It's the religion work of liberation and salvation. This is what Hiji Kim says. Let me quote what Hiji Kim says. Yeah, he used the word foci. And so these opposites are engaged in their dynamic relationship. He says renewing, we say dissolving, renewing each other into their non-dual oneness. That's pretty good. And he calls the foci, he calls it to do religion, not in a Christian sense, but to do religion, to attain liberation, which spontaneously is verified in a pivotal moment as a transformative power of emptiness. So he says opposites, dualities, polarities, antitheses are employed to do something. And these are the this is about subject and object, which both schools, Rinzai and Soto, has. And it's all about subject and object for them. And I'm not saying in any preferential order, but because I have to speak about it, I have to put them in line. Okay, the first one is raising the eyebrows and blinking. Maybe you could tell me which is that subject or object. The other one is not raising the eyebrows nor blinking. Third one, neither raising the eyebrows or blinking. And the fourth one is both raising the eyebrows and blinking. That's one. Actually, it sounds kind of funny, but these are the four realizations that you experience from your sitting. This is Rinzai, the four conditions, the four alternatives. And it's paraphrasing Rinzai. He says, one, again, take away the person, which is the subject. Take away the person, the subject, not the surrounding objective world. Two, take away the object, not the subject. Three, take away both subject and object. Four, take away neither subject nor object. So quite some time ago, a student was having physical difficulty, and he decided to just he was at home. He decided to just sit in the garden for a while, and as he sat for a while, a bird landed on his shoulder, and he told me, he said, "Gee, I didn't know I was sitting that still." But he also didn't know he had entered the great circle. There's no idea of subject. Only the bird confirmed it. Only the object. That's where the bird landed. Interesting, huh? And people, because we are living beings, we were created by the universe. Everyone has that potential. Everyone. Some people need to be trained, some people, but there has to be some kind of concentration. You cannot have a scattered mind, or maybe you can have a scattered mind, and at one point it doesn't scatter anymore. It can be anything, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, even the scattered mind is it, actually.
Even what?
Even the scattered mind is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind the scattered mind is the bundle.
Could you say, would it be true to say that the bundles are made of it, or that they come from it? Can you say that?
Yeah, everything comes from it.
Everything
Yeah,
comes from it,
yeah.
the bundles too, right?
Yeah, the bundle. Throw in the bundle. I mean, it's really grace. Buddha Dharma's grace, because it includes everything. Nothing is missing.
It's a package deal.
Huh?
It's a package deal.
Yeah, you have
It's
to
a
talk about
package deal. A package deal. Everything at once.
this is conditioned mind. See how quick it is? Package a deal. No. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And it takes work and then forgetting about the work. Because that doesn't work either. If there's a saying in Soto Zen, the first 10 years you should have some insight. But it's like putting some money in the bank. You have to do it every day. You can't do it sometime. You can't do it actually in the comfort of your home, because that's filled with dangers. The online is filled with dangers. People are sitting with the pajamas. People are sitting with no black. So I'm beginning when I give talks on online that you have to show up. You can't drink. You know,
You mean alcohol or water?
just water, anything.
Nothing.
The speaker can drink.
Okay.
But because you're in the shrine room, like you're in the shrine room, would you drink?
Oh,
You know,
yes.
would you lay down or would you go in with your pajamas?
No, I would
You know,
not.
that's what people do because that's the comfort of your home, and you bring that whole set with you. So you know, hey, I just got a letter invited by the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard. I have great respect for the United States Coast Guard because they help people in distress. They're not war people, and they said they want me to come at the Petaluma and what is it, the Lighthouse Chapel. The chaplain is inviting me to come. I'm gonna go. It's in September, and the first part of the program is it's kind of late to ask, but anyway, the first part of the program is spiritual readiness and fitness. That's kind of interesting how they say it, but yeah, it's I mean, that's the conditioned world's word so people can understand. And the second part is 2 days more for suicide prevention, techniques of suicide prevention. So if no Zen person goes, I'd like to go. Where is the Lighthouse Chapel? It must be on the edge of the shore because it has a lighthouse. The chapel's right, award-winning chapel right underneath it. I get a free lunch.
Did you say?
Okay,
I'm sorry, Rosie, did you say readiness, fitness and readiness?
yeah, that's what they say.
Readiness.
Spiritual fitness and readiness.
So what is spiritual fitness to you?
Well, you know, whatever, not from everyday people's language, from the conditioned world's language, readiness, like a sports fan or you know, sports and how people look at things, that kind of fitness and readiness. Yeah.
Are you gonna tell them fitness is like you're ready to die?
Ready to, well, that's Zen. Not down there. The fitness and readiness to live a long time. But a sanzen means to die Zen. Like Sandokai, give up. Sandokai, the intimacy of relative, it means to die, surrender, give up. You know?
You have to have an aspiration before you can get up. You have to have an aspiration before you give up.
Yeah, you have to have the aspiration, yeah. And that aspiration is not a thought, it's prior to thinking. Yeah, it's before intention. It's something that moves the whole universe. But the zazen is Dogen was explaining that our zazen is universal, inherently important, the most important thing that occurs before you think. It's before thought. It's before learning. It's before knowledge. Because the learning and knowledge is about thinking, discriminating again. We're back in the same place. Okay. Go. 4:35. water spilled. Okay.